In today's session, we look at just a quick recap from the data cleaning transformation part, and then we'll dive into data analysis and data visualization in today's session. Last time we used the trim and proper function. So this data in its current format is using the functions as it is, but it is not a new data. So data transformation essentially can be few steps. One, currently there are formulas here. We don't want formula, but we want just the data to look the same. So what we do is we do Control C, we do right click, do copy, and then we come here and then we do paste special and we do values only. So the difference becomes now this is actually a value, but this is what was previously formulas has now become values. So for example, you can use find and replace. So this is find and replace. So for a particular column, so you can find say um, sixth and then replace it, and then you can click replace all. So in case you are trying to transform, if you want to transform words into numbers, you can use the find and replace option to do that, Heba. So this was one other function I wanted to introduce. As much on data transformation, we'll move to data analysis next. Great. So now that you have a clean data set and you have transformed it into what is useful, the idea is to come up with useful insights that helps your decision making. So typically there are a few things that we look at. Overall, what are the reach numbers and what are the learning levels from assessments so far? So the reach can be gender wise, grade wise, subject wise. Similarly, the learning levels can be disaggregated. We use the word disaggregated, means you can break it down by gender, grade, area wise, mentor wise, volunteer wise. These different types of analysis can be done. But first, we do the overall analysis. Analysis, the principle is right questions and what kind of insights. So the reason we do gender, grade, and all is so the questions will change based on what data you are analyzing. The questions that needs to be asked will depend on the data or that particular situation, and the insights will be based on that. So in our case, we are implementing the TAL program. Here, all of these aspects becomes very useful. So we'll look at how to do this, how to do the data analysis. Now you have a cleaned and transformed data here. So we look at data analysis. This is one template. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Are you able
Mhm.
to see better? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So this is first we look at numbers before converting it into percentages. Remember, we discussed two things. One is reach. Reach means what is the count of numbers who have attended, and then we look at the learning levels. So we'll start with data analysis as a number. You'd be familiar with pivot tables. We'll do two approaches. We'll use the formula and we'll use pivot table again. So the way to
Mm-hmm.
create a pivot table helps you do the analysis very quickly. So select the data table, the cleaned data table from the start till the end. So you'll select your
Mm-hmm.
table and then you'll click insert and you'll click pivot table. It will ask
Okay.
you where to insert the sheet. We'll select existing sheet. Go to
Mm-hmm.
data analysis, go to where you want to insert either a new sheet or a.
Mm-hmm.
Select a cell and then, okay. Um, so insert existing, I selected a cell and here is where we can insert pivot table. So for example, I want to look at first gender wise count. So you can, on the right hand side are the variables. You can insert the gender as rows, and then you can insert gender as values. So what it will show you is number of female and number of male.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in terms of values, you can also use national. I mean, so all what it does is here. Let me just explain it. There are few rows. It can be as columns. So if you insert the same gender thing as columns, it will just look like this. So
Mm-hmm.
and the values is what you want a value at, and it can be sum, it can be average, it can be maximum. So oftentimes be careful that it is count or count unique. So a number of if it's 111, so it will give you the total count per se. In this case, right now it is count as a function. So, and these are the variables to be used from the, these are basically the column names which are here. I'm going to show another function for doing this. So this is ifs. In countifs is another option, Heba, for doing this. In countifs, you will select the range of data. So this is
Mm-hmm.
column R in which the gender is there. And within that, you will select uh, we are looking for male, um, right? So it will tell you there are four males. Similarly, count if in that particular range. Now we are looking for female, which is I think C3.
شكرا.
So it is also giving us the same results. So four male and 10 female. So you can use the COUNTIF function. So in COUNTIF,
Mhm.
select the column in which you want to search, and for within that, that specific word is being used. So here is male, and here we're using the word female. And then to find the total, we are doing sum of this column and this column, and we get it.
She said that's a grade for row, a student for value.
I was saying that national ID is more unique. Sometimes student names tends to repeat itself across different schools. So it is preferable to use national ID. Here I've done national ID, student name, and even grade, and we are getting the same numbers, which is great.
Mhm.
Small total reach by gender, by grade. Learning levels for both language and math. We'll do the overall right now. Similar tables can be created, remember, by other aspects. So for baseline, you can again use the count if you go to the Arabic baseline, select the column, and then we are looking at using beginner, which is C17. So so for beginner, so this is what we have done using formula, and then I'll also show you using pivot. So remember, we are looking at Arabic baseline numbers. So we take the Arabic baseline and move it to columns. So this way you have the beginner, letter, word, and para, and then we take the national ID or the Arabic baseline and move it to values. So now you're getting the same numbers 4, 3, 3, 4, and the total it automatically calculates 14, which is the sum of all of. It's male divided by total, female divided by total. The
Mhm.
total, if you use the dollar sign at the bottom, you have fixed that particular value. So if you move it to the right, it
Mhm.
will calculate uh, that use the same denominator. It will use the same total number. So great. So let's take a look at the overall reach, and I'll show the wrong way and the correct way first. So wrong way. So this is total for grade fourth divided by the total. So this is 21. If you drag this to the right, it will be errors. It cannot be
Yes.
divided by zero because it
Mm.
is going F, G. So we don't want, there is no value in F, G, and H.
Mhm.
That is why this is so this is where it is important to add the dollar sign. See now if I'm adding the dollar sign to the column and to the row, and then I'm going to drag this to the right. See that now it is coming correctly because here the denominator is the same. 11. Yeah. You can also use this format as percentage to create report a value in percentage, what it does is it multiplies it by 100, the said value. So let's say 0.15, and you click, it multiplies it by 100 and creates reports in percentage format. So these percentage are coming automatically because Funny has formatted this as percentage automatically. Format as percentage. There is also, I also want to show you one thing. So I'm gonna do the same insert pivot table existing sheet. I'm going to go here and I'm gonna uh, insert the table here. Now we look at Arabic baseline. So these are the columns. Arabic baseline. These are the values. And then let's see.
Mhm.
So I want to emphasize what Funny said, which is I think it's good to do it manually using the formulas, because sometimes in pivot tables the levels get swapped. You see paragraph is showing before word. So what we need is beginner, letter, word, para, story in this format, just because it makes data visualization better. So yeah, like Funny mentioned, favorite table on arranges columns by alphabets A to Z. So P comes before W. So that's why it is ordering it this way. But we need it like this for our data visualization. Now we'll go to data visualization. So just a reminder, in data analysis, you can do the same analysis by region, by mentor, by volunteer. The different insights that would be helpful, you should be aiming to do that. Now we look at data visualization. It's important to use the right charts, right clear labels, legends, and scales, and we want to avoid unnecessary elements. And the colors that is being used should be very meaningful to guide attention of the readers. For example, red color is used for beginners, yellow is used for intermediate, green is for advanced. For example, like that. So this is just an example of data. So you have the value of your data in percentage format. We look at how to create a beautiful plot like this. At a few plots, we'll always plot using the percentages. So you select the table you want to plot, male and female, and then you say insert and you select chart. So typically we report gender using a pie chart of sorts, and then you click switch rows and labels. So you'll see females as 71% and male as 81%. Just for us to follow, insert chart.
Mhm.
It gives a chart like this. We will first do we'll just do, sorry, where is a chart type should be stacked 100% stacked column chart, and then we unclick the switch rows and columns, so it will show baseline and midline like this.
Yes.
Um, if you're following so far, there are a few things we will do now, and this is something you should ensure in all plots. First, we will update the chart title. For appropriate title should be given. That's the first. Second, you can move the legend to the bottom. Of sorts. Now we will look at colors. So let's start with beginner. So in beginner, the fill color, and this you can refer to the presentation here. So remember here in red color, the hex code is 19200. So what they need to do is select beginner to the series and select fill color and select custom, and then type 192 here. It will make the beginner level as red. Let's choose the letter, the color for letter. We're gonna custom the so we're gonna look at the thing. Yellow is 255 for red and 92 for green. So I'm gonna select that. 255 and 192 is yellow. So I'm gonna select yellow for letter level. One time they are able to select it, then that will show up at the bottom, so they can just select that. But the first time when they do, they have to do that value selection just to get the right color code. This is how they plot, and the ideal colors are this. They can look at the presentation for the color codes which are here.